to their homeland amounted to a crime against humanity. We use the very same legal analysis here and found that, of course, the denial of return, whether it's in Gaza and the West Bank in recent years for people forcibly displaced, or refugees from 1948 or 1967 denied return to their home, has caused significant harm, intergenerational anguish of being disconnected from familial ties, from your community, from your homeland, in addition to facing difficult conditions in refugee camps, lack of work, and the other harms that I laid out, that it amounts to a crime against humanity. There's also the crime against humanity of persecution, which amounts to a severe abuse of fundamental rights when it's done with discriminatory intent. And that's what you have here. The right of return is fundamental, the abuse is severe, and of course it only applies to Palestinians. Jewish Americans and Jewish citizens of other countries can move to Israel and become citizens, while Palestinian refugees languishing in camps with keys to their homeland that go back hundreds or thousands of years are not allowed to do so.
The Guardian reported, Omar, that one of your colleagues, Tom Porteous, who was serving as acting programme director at the time, told you that your report was, quote, well argued, but could come off as, quote, Human Rights Watch rejecting the state of Israel. How did you react to that? And what do you make of supporters of Israel who say the right of return is just a call for ending the world's one and only Jewish state? Liking this video? Then don't just watch. Hit like, share and subscribe. And tap the bell so you never miss a video or live show. But if you want early access to exclusive content, then you have to head to didyouknow.com and subscribe now. You'll be supporting fearless, independent journalism.
Look, what I say is international human rights law is quite clear. People have a right to return to their homeland. So no matter what your political preference might be, it can't come at the expense of anybody's fundamental right, including their right to return. So when I saw this email, of course, he signed off on the report because within the scope of his review as a program editor, everything was up to snuff. And his email was incredibly clear on that point. And he raised this concern. So I responded in good faith because these discussions happen in a human rights organization, noting how we were going to be very clear in our talking points regarding the human right and the need for it to be realized, and that we would anticipate various arguments and be prepared to respond to it. He wasn't the only one to make this claim. Other colleagues did the very same thing. But again, this isn't a first for me, Mehdi. These kind of things happen very frequently in Human Rights Watch. But what kept me in the organization for so long is this wasn't allowed to interfere with how we reported the facts and applied the law. And that was what was different here. And that is why I